And rest assured, these are some of the points for us to take home. I want to equally thank our respective African brothers who have come from far and near despite the various challenges that they left behind, both at home as well as within their respective services. This is a welcome development. You are here to see that our problems are addressed, and it is up to us to take these challenges into our hands and resolve it. I will expect by the next summit we'll be able to articulate those areas that have not been touched here. And I'm glad that Botswana has taken the right to host this, the 7th summit. I want to congratulate the Chief of Army Staff of Botswana for hosting this, for getting the hosting right, and we look forward to a very successful summit also in Botswana in 2019. On this note, I want to most sincerely thank once again each and every one of you, our facilitators, the management of the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, and indeed all the officers and men of the Nigerian Army, and by implication also the Armed Forces of Nigeria, for being a very good host. And indeed, we have really displayed the true hospitality of the Nigerian people. Yesterday, we had the cultural display, and I did mention the importance of preserving our culture and tradition. Terrorism has dealt serious blow to so many cultures and so many traditions. This, we must protect the population, we must protect our cultural heritage so that we can have something to really say that we belong to a history, a very proud history of an African culture and tradition. On this note, I want to once again wish you a safe journey to your various countries and say my best regards to members of your family and colleagues. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir, the Chief of Army Staff Nigerian, for these remarkable remarks. Next is the United States Ambassador to Nigeria. It is my distinct honor and privilege to invite Ambassador Simpson Stewart to please make his remarks, please. Your Excellency.
Chief of Defense Staff and General Buratai, General LaBeouf, distinguished partners. I asked General Buratai this morning what message he hoped we would take from this thoughtful conversation of recent days. And it is the power of partnership. The power of all of these conversations and connections that each of you have continued here, in some cases begun here, but that, as General LaBeouf just told me, he knows you will continue for the rest of this year, the rest of your careers, and all of us hope the rest of your lives. I am utterly convinced that the future and of free peoples in the world depends on the future of Africa. Over the course of the next 20 or 30 years, while the population of other places grows slowly or doesn't grow or declines, the population of Africa will double. The next billion men and women will join the billion today, and the youth of this continent will drive hope and expectation, opportunity, and creation. You know, Joe, you mentioned last night the importance of preserving culture. And I was talking to the distinguished representative of Botswana about the role his military has played there to make sure that sacred heritage given not by man but by God in the form of the great, extraordinary creatures of that country are preserved. And how now they seek to segue that responsibility back to civilian authorities and institutions. You know, I know that the themes of this meeting have been first unity, and then this partnership that underpins it. But it's also been security, stability, and prosperity, as you just heard again. I don't know where you draw a line of separation between them. Years ago, I was in one of your countries, and I spoke to a distinguished leader, and I said, "General, what's your greatest concern?" What do you think he said? Chiefs of Defense and Army chiefs, what do you think he said? What's your greatest concern? Security. So I said, thinking that I got the answer right, I said, "General, I'm not surprised, but what about other things? What about jobs? What about infrastructure and health and education?" And this very kind leader of men and women and of his nation looked at me and he said, "Mr. Ambassador, that is security." So he put together in that lesson for me that day the notion that security and stability that lasts depends on prosperity, and prosperity depends on